Yes, my nice and decent people. Then, how is everyone? Hope everyone's good. Hope everyone is okay. So in this video, we are going to predict the outcome of the fight between Daniel Dubois and Filip Hrgovic. Filip Hrgovic is a fighter that turned pro 2000 and after the 2016 Olympics. 2016 Olympics wasn't the best for the super heavyweight division. Tony Yoka got the gold. Then he turned pro, and since then had about 9 successful pro fights. Then lost a majority decision to Martin McCauley, and has subsequently lost his next 2 pro fights after that to Carlos Takam and Riyad Murray. One of them. I don't know who you beat. I don't know who you lost to type, Donnies. Joe Joyce got the silver, and we've seen what's happened in Joe Joyce's career since he turned pro. And then Filip Hrgovic got the bronze along with this guy, Ivan Dico, however you wanted to pronounce the name. He got beat by Anthony Joshua in the 2012 Olympics, was trying to make a comeback in this Olympics to now get the gold. Didn't work out for him. And since he's turned pro, he hasn't had a successful career as a pro either. Filip Hrgovic, on the other hand, he turned pro, signed with the Sauerland brothers. The Sauerland brothers do a lot of work with UK promoters. So he's had fights here and there. He's fought some mid-range heavyweights, more than just your upstart heavyweights. At the same time, he hasn't been very impressive in his bouts so far. He's had a few knockouts, but in the last few fights, he hasn't put his best foot forward. He hasn't looked the best. So it's kind of hard to really predict how he will do. He's very cumbersome, very slow, very lethargic, but he hits hard. He's a heavy hitter. He reminds me a bit of Joe Joyce with a bit more finesse. That's the type of boxer he is, but he's got good fundamentals. So he's hard to break down. He's got a good defense. He puts his shots together. He knows how to put out the jab. He knows how to put out the right hand or the backhand. But at the same time, he's not dynamic. He hasn't got anything glitz and glamour about him. Straight up and down, no bells and whistles, as they say. On the other hand, Daniel Dubois has had a few dynamic displays. That's why they tried to call him Daniel Dynamite Dubois, because he's got a bit of dynamite in those hands if you allow him to hit you flush. With Hrgovic's defense, I'm not sure if he'll be able to get them shots in. And Daniel Dubois seems to lack head movement. He seems to lack lateral movement. He can put his shots together well. I would say he's faster. He's got more speed than Hrgovic. But I would say Hrgovic is more experienced as a boxer than Daniel Dubois. He's been to higher levels as an amateur than Daniel Dubois. And they've basically kind of roughly fought the same type of competition as pros. Even though I think Hrgovic has got a slightly better resume as a pro. And where Hrgovic hasn't lost, Daniel Dubois has, as we know, has lost twice. Even though one of the losses was to Usyk, the other loss was to Joe Joyce, who is basically on the same type of level as Hrgovic, in my opinion. Who do I think will win this fight? With Daniel Dubois' output and his last fight was a victory over Big Baby Miller. I don't know how much I rated Big Baby Miller, to be fair. So to beat Big Baby Miller, I don't know how impressive that is. I'm not sure if I'm too impressed with that. But that will have boosted Dubois' confidence, as he had already been coming off of a loss to Usyk at the time. So after winning against Miller, he must be more confident than he was before that. So he's in a good vein of form. You're only as good as your last result. His last result was a victory. Hrgovic hasn't lost, so his last result was a victory, but it wasn't the best looking. I think Daniel Dubois performed better in his last performance than Hrgovic did in his last performance. At the same time, the quality of competition hasn't been that great anyway. So in saying that, who do I think will win? I'm going to go with Filip Hrgovic based on his ability with his defense and his experience. The experience that he has as a boxer in total, amateur and pro. Not to say that Danny Dubois can't win. Obviously, heavyweight division, you've always got a puncher's chance. And I don't think Daniel Dubois is terrible. I don't think he's that great. I just don't think he's terrible. So with that being said, I wouldn't be surprised if he pulled it off. But my prediction is that Hrgovic will win mid to late. I don't even know if I think he's going to stop him. I'm actually going to go with Hrgovic on points. Daniel Dubois is not going to quit. He's going to last the whole distance. Hrgovic is going to win a split decision points victory. And that's my prediction. I'm going to stick to it. I'm going to make predictions of certain fights that are coming up. This is my first prediction fight. And I predict Hrgovic to win a points decision or even maybe a late stoppage. At the same time, if Daniel Dubois was to end up stopping Hrgovic, I would not be surprised. Even though Hrgovic has never been stopped before as a pro, I wouldn't be surprised if Daniel Dubois could put together a string of punches, catch Hrgovic in them telling spots, and end up beating him. As I said though, I'm sticking with Hrgovic points victory. Okay, see you on the next video.